Welcome to Yoga for You, a channel tailored to helping you discover your very own unique yoga practice.
Hello, my name is Laura Cueva Miller, and today I wanted to spend some time with you sharing a body scan practice, which is kind of the golden standard of mindfulness-based stress reduction practice, and really a beautiful resource within the mindfulness practice. And so I'm going to ask for us to get comfortable first, letting yourself lie down if possible, letting the body, perhaps you can be on the floor, on a mat, on a bed, or perhaps just in a chair comfortably seated, maybe propping up the feet so that the body can be supported by whatever structure it is that makes most sense for you. So go ahead and give yourself just a few moments to set that up. I'm going to be seated, and you'll see that I'm going to be leaning back against the chair just to allow there to be a sense of support. So letting the body feel supported by the earth, by the chair, by whatever aspect, the energetic aspect of the ground that supports you. So once you're situated there, allowing the body to relax. So perhaps you'll decide where the arms are placed. If you're lying on the floor, let the arms perhaps just be lined up next to the torso, maybe the palms up towards the sky, allowing the legs to be situated in a comfortable, relaxed position. And then let the eyes close, if that's okay. If for some reason having the eyes closed is not something that feels comfortable for you, that is absolutely fine. It's no problem. I will be closing my eyes during the practice. I'm looking at the camera right now, but I'll be closing my eyes during the practice. And it's just allowing there to be a sense of permission for yourself. If I'm not comfortable with my eyes closed, it's fine. I'll open them. If at any point in the practice there's any sort of kind of uncomfortable feelings, it's fine to open up the eyes. It's fine to focus on the breath. We'll start with the breath, and then we're going to scan different parts of the body. But if there's ever a point where some of that might be difficult or uncomfortable, it's absolutely fine. 1, to move. 2, to open the eyes. 3, to let yourself focus on another part of the body. And often the breath is a really good place to ground ourselves if something like that were to arise. So as I said, we're going to go ahead and allow the eyes to close. That's okay for you. And let the body be supported in whatever structure is supporting the body, whether that be the ground, a cushion, the chair, the bed. So noticing the points of contact of the body there. Feeling the body really being supported in a way that you don't have to tense anything up to maintain being held by the floor or the chair. And then we're going to allow ourselves to notice the breath. The beautiful thing about breathing is that the body, luckily, does know how to do it. So we don't have to consider and think about an inhale or consider and think about an exhale. The body knows how to do it on its own. So we can allow ourselves just to notice the body as it does that. You might notice that in the nostrils, maybe in the chest, maybe noticing the breath in the belly, wherever it's easiest for you to notice the breath, allowing that to be a place where you can focus the attention. So notice how the body inhales. Maybe there's a little pause after that inhale, and how the body exhales. And again, maybe there's a little pause there as well. So this is an area of focus that we can always return to at any point in this body scan practice today. No worries there. So at this time, we're going to allow ourselves to bring the attention into the feet of the body. So there are toes, there's a top of the foot, there's a bottom, there's the heel, there's even the ankle. We'll include that in the focus here. So what we'll do is notice any sensations that might be present in this portion of the body at this time. So by sensations, I mean things like temperature, positioning, maybe tingling, maybe pulsing, maybe nothing, and that's fine. Sometimes you just don't have a sense, and as you practice this more and more, you might have a greater ease in noticing body sensations. It might be a little bit challenging at first, and different parts of the body might be a little easier to feel body sensations than others. So just noticing, maybe there's a sense of temperature in the feet. Maybe if there are socks or shoes surrounding the feet, you might notice that. Now, understanding during this practice, the mind is going to wander. And that's really not a problem. It's just what the mind does. And what we're going to do is, when the mind wanders off, just gently escort it back. Oh yeah, we were looking at the feet. We're going to let the attention reside there for a little while to notice what sensations might be in the feet and the ankles. And then we're going to allow the attention to shift from the lowest part of our legs to the lower part of the legs. So between the knees and the ankles. So including the knees, so the shins and the calves, that lower aspect of the legs, letting the attention rest here and see if there might be any sensations that arise to be noticed. Again, I said temperature, pressure, positioning, tingling, whatever might arise. Just allowing the attention to rest there to see if there might be a sensation that arises if there's nothing there. And that's okay if there's nothing there. And allowing the attention to shift up from there to the upper portion of the legs. So above the knees, there's the thighs, the quads, the hamstrings. Noticing even where the legs attach into the hip socket. So that upper portion of the legs. Again, allowing ourselves to notice any sensations that might arise or not. So being kind of inside that attention of the upper portion of the legs. So not observing it from the outside, but allowing there to be a real experiencing of any sensations in the body. For now, looking at the upper portion of the legs. And then we're going to allow the focus of the attention to open up a little bit, to include the entirety of both of the legs. So from top to bottom, the feet, ankles, lower portion of legs, upper portion of legs, even where the legs enter into the hip sockets. So noticing what sensations might be experienced in the legs. And if the attention wanders, just gently returning it to noticing the legs and what sensations might be present right now. And allowing the attention to release the focus on the legs and coming into the torso. So noticing the bottom aspect of the torso from the navel down, the buttocks, the glutes, the lower back, the sacral area, the inside, so the intestines, reproductive organs, the genitals, the lower belly. Noticing this lower aspect of the torso. What sensations might arise there? And there might be nothing, and that's fine. And remember what I said, if there's any sort of unpleasant sort of experiencing during this, it's always fine to open up the eyes and to shift to focusing on the breath. But for now, if it's okay, allowing the attention to reside in the lower portion of the torso. Maybe there's gurgling. Maybe there's nothing. And again, allowing the attention to shift into the upper portion of our torso. So there's the middle upper back, the scapula, the shoulder blades there, the chest cavities, ribs, heart, lungs, solar plexus, collarbones. So allowing the awareness to reside in this upper portion of the torso. The breath might be something a little more noticeable sensation-wise here. Maybe pulsing. Maybe temperature, positioning. And allowing the attention lens to open again to include the entire torso from top to bottom, tailbone to collarbones. What sensations might be present to be noticed? And releasing that focus of the attention and shifting it to the hands. Fingers, thumbs, palms of the hands, backs of the hands, wrists. What sensations might be present here? Positioning, temperature, tingling. And don't forget, when the mind wanders off, just gently returning it back to the last place you remember. For now, the hands, focusing the attention there. And again, we're going to shift to the attention, this time to the lower portion of the arms, so the forearms, including the elbows. What sensations might be noticeable in the forearms and the elbows? And remember, sometimes it's nothing. Allowing the attention to shift to the upper portion of the arms, biceps, triceps, including the shoulders. What might be present here? And then again, opening the lens of the attention to include the entirety of both arms and hands. So what sensations might be noticeable in the arms and the hands? And then letting the attention shift into the neck and the head. So go ahead and noticing the entirety of the neck. What sensations might be present there? Maybe the sense of the collar of the shirt. Maybe hair touching the neck. Maybe nothing. Allow the shift to happen to the head. The front part of the head we call the face. What sensations might be present here? In the mouth, the sinuses, the cheeks, the eyes, the eyebrows, forehead, temples, ears. What sensations, if any, are noticeable? And letting the attention shift to the back part of the head, above the forehead, all the way to the back of the head, all the way down to where the scalp meets the neck, the whole aspect of the back of the head. Maybe there's no sensations, but just allowing the attention to rest there. And then lastly, allowing that lens of attention to open up to the entirety of the body. Well, as we did in the beginning, letting yourself notice what points of contact the body might have with the ground or the chair. So notice if there's a temperature, a sense of positioning in the entirety of the body. And then gently fluttering the eyes open. So it's just gentle little blinks of the eyes as we allow ourselves to end this practice. That body scan we did was about 17 minutes. Oftentimes, typically a body scan is done for about 45 minutes, but we live in such a quick-paced life these days that oftentimes it's nice just to have a 10 or 15 minute opportunity to do that. Thanks for sharing that with me.